Hi there, welcome to this week's edition of Hot Property. Good to see you. It's an interactive real estate show, and we'll open up the phone lines a bit later on. We will be speaking with Dave Curry in the second half hour. He's got a lot to tell us about, moving interest rates and also, of course, mortgage rates. He's from monstermortgage.ca. We'll take your calls and questions about that then. Right now, we say hello to Daniel Ellenberg from sellwithdan.com and Royal LePage. Also, Scott McClellan from Tridel. Nice to see you, gentlemen.
Nice to see you.
It's been a busy week.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, it's interesting. We've talked in the last couple of weeks about the fact that the traditional selling periods just don't exist anymore, and that's certain. We can redefine that again this week. Our traffic is way up. When we talk about traffic, we talk about people that are visiting our sales centers across the Greater Toronto area, and sales continue to be strong as well. So it's we're certainly not seeing people in the holiday mode right now.
They're not partying. They're looking to party in their own homes at some point. Do you think, Dan, there's a combination of things? People want to look and perhaps get themselves set up before the new City of Toronto land transfer tax kicks in. Also taking advantage of still low interest rates, mortgage rates. Now, we saw the Bank of Canada drop interest rates. We're waiting for mortgage rates to follow suit. We know the variable now has dropped, but could that be a part and parcel? Is there anything else that's adding to the strength of this market at this time of the year?
Well, I think those are all key points. It's interesting if you compare the end of 2007 to the end of 2006. The end of last year was also a very busy time. We had record numbers last year in November and December. This year, again, the only difference is that they're even greater in terms of the amount of sales. I think the introduction of the new land transfer tax by the City of Toronto is definitely motivating some people to get into this market while they don't have to pay. Anybody that purchases before December 31st is not on the hook for that extra land transfer fee.
And when it comes to mortgage rates, you know, as we've been discussing over the years on this show, you can take a variable, you can take short-term, any package, and then make your decision down the line. You get the chance to see what's going to happen. One of the other things I've noticed, too, is that people, perhaps those that I've spoken with, they're in a rather festive mood. We're coming up to great holidays. Some have already begun and more to come. And they know that if they buy now, they close in 2 months. So they can deal with that after the holidays are over. So there's a real nice sort of, I've found my home. Now I can relax. And then in the new year, in earnest, get ready, get moving.
And talk about a great Christmas present. I mean, it's hard to beat a house.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's amazing. I mean, you know, last year, this year, the year before, as Scott said, we're in a 12-month-a-year market, and it really is proving to be the case this year. The only thing I'd note is that as busy as we were last year at this point, it's even busier now. I had people today calling me up to put their homes up for sale, which is
good. So there's supply.
There is supply.
Because we know there's demand.
There is supply that's coming up, but not enough. Not enough. You know, for anybody that's thinking about selling, even though we are very close to the new year and to Christmas, it really is a great time. Listings that are coming up on the market, we're still seeing a date set for offers in certain areas. So there's that demand, and when the date comes, there's in many cases 5, 6, or 7 offers on the home.
Here's something to think about, though. When you put your home up for sale or your condo at this time of the year, there are showings, there are open houses. You know, you may have your Christmas tree up and presents and kids and dogs and muddy or snowy boots. It's stressful. I mean, it sounds exciting because you know the payoff probably is going to be pretty big, but you have to remember that there are some real fundamentals that you have to deal with when you put your house up for sale. It's also got to be spotless, repainted, and anything else that you suggest might need to be done to make it more saleable.
Yeah, get rid of the clutter.
Get rid of the clutter.
Get rid of the clutter, and like you said, a lot of the personal things that are personal to you and your family may not be personable and neutral to everybody else.
And this is very much a family time of the year, whatever you celebrate.
And I think a lot of people that are out shopping now and going to open houses understand that. I mean, we certainly have, you know, even in a number of our projects, we certainly have holiday and seasonal decorative items up in the lobbies and in our model suites and our sales centers as well. And I think that that's kind of expected from anybody in any group across our city, in any single-family home, resale, or new condominium project.
And if you make the decision to put your place up for sale and you're looking for a good painter, a good person to put new countertops in, it's really hard at this time of the year.
It is. It's difficult to get the tradesmen in there. A great idea, if you have your home or your condo up for sale, is first of all, make an open area so that when people come in, they can relax and take off their boots so that they don't muddy up the home, and have a mop very handy because you're going to need it.
And you're right, have a bench or two that, you know, even if you borrow it, or, you know, we hopefully have family or friends that might allow us to borrow some items so people can sit down, relax, hang their coats, and yeah, feel that they are not walking straight into the living area.
Exactly, and you know, first impressions count for so much. And I see with my clients when I bring them into a home, if they have to figure out where they're going to lean to take off their boots, and they're worried about getting mud all over the home, and it just doesn't present itself as in the most optimum way.
Who's responsible for the wear and tear on a home during an open house or during a showing? And what if something goes missing?
Wow, those are deep questions.
They're just, you know, random all over the place. I've often wondered about that.
Insurance, homeowners insurance is usually what people rely on.
Do you call your broker and say, your insurance broker, and say, I'm going to put the place up for sale, I'm going to have open house, do you need to know this so that everything is insured, and if there's an issue, I have let you know that there may be a claim coming?
You know, I've never encountered anyone that has done that. I think as long as it's done in a responsible manner, and obviously working with a real estate agent, it would be. I've never encountered a problem myself where one of my clients has had anything stolen from their home. Of course, it's always wise to make sure that any valuable items are stored safely away. You don't want to keep things on top of the dresser, drawer, or anything like that. And as far as people with the snow, we have an early winter this year, so just make sure that your sidewalks are shoveled, the driveways are shoveled, that they're salted so that there's not ice. You don't want any accidents.
Very good.
And you know, preventative management, I guess. Understand that, you know, in our situations, we have a number of people every day coming into our model suites, and our model suites are all furnished by a professional interior designer, so we have a lot of accessories in there and a lot of furniture that is certainly valuable and expensive, and we just make sure that we give the tour. We're controlling that part of it, and we're presenting it and giving the demonstrations. And I think a lot of realtors would probably feel much more comfortable in that environment, bringing in individuals and giving them the option to sort of spend some time in certain rooms and certain areas of the house, but making sure that that you're managing it, and you're managing and taking control of the presentation.
And take your shoes off and your boots.
Exactly.
I know often in open houses, because I love to go to open houses on weekends and drive everywhere and walk everywhere. It's great to be able to see how people live and what they're asking and what they're commenting on. It's real education. But I do notice in a lot of open house situations, it does say, please remove your shoes.
Yeah, and it's as a courtesy.
Absolutely.
And especially this time of year, you just don't want, you know, homes to be muddied up. And it happens very fast, especially when you have, you know, dozens of people coming through on an open house.
I want to put some phone numbers up if anyone has any questions for our experts. Of course, they're here for you. Within the GTA, you can dial 416-872-CP24. That's 2724. Toll free, 1-888-863-CP24. Our fax number is 416-593-6397. Email us at hotproperty@cp24.com. We'll be right back.
This season, give the gift that counts with amazing frames from Akeem Optical. Choose from thousands of nude styles from top designers from around the world. And now, for a limited time, get 2 pairs of Akeem designer eyeglasses for only $1.99, including single vision, regular bifocal, or upgrade to invisible bifocals for only $90. This holiday season, make yourself beautiful with accurate vision from Akeem Optical.
Your eyes can have it all at Akeem Optical.
This team's got to start working together. I put you in at sweeper, but you need to pick it up. I need someone who's got it all. Speed, agility, power. I'm bringing in the new kid.
Get the one cleaning tool that does it all. The Swiffer Sweeper Vac. With the Swiffer dry cloth to get the small stuff and a vacuum to suck up the big stuff. It's better than a broom and dustpan.
Way to go, kid.
Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new meaning.
Call it Kitchen Inspiration. Morphy Richards, now available at Home Outfitters and Canadian Tire.
Men are all about technology. Like Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant with triple protection system. It locks out odor, helps keep you dry, makes you smell great all day. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. Triple protection system for men.
Experience a world of freshness in your fabrics. Awaken your senses to a feeling that's fresher than clean. Introducing a new Ultra Downy. With a freshness you'll feel and smell and even see, virtually free of static. A total experience of freshness from new Downy. It's a beautiful feeling.
Does your dandruff and oily hair make you feel so embarrassed you want to disappear? Try Head & Shoulders Citrus Breeze. It fights dandruff and helps control excess oil for hair that's free of visible flakes, light, and beautiful. Head & Shoulders Citrus Breeze.
Welcome back to Hot Property. Dan Ellenberg from sellwithdan.com and Royal LePage, and Scott McClellan from Tridel. Say hello to Karen from Toronto. Hi, Karen.
Oh, hi.
Hi, nice to hear from you.
Yes, thank you. My question is, when an owner in a condominium would like to check on the background of the property management company as to who the owner is and their qualifications, etc., what channels does one go through?
So you want to know more about the property management company?
Yeah, because really, I mean, we're just told that we have this company, but we know nothing about them.
And you're also in a position, if you end up going on the board of directors and no one likes the property management company, you can turf them, can't you?
Exactly. Karen, that's an excellent question, but you can start off with the property management company themselves. There's probably an office that's set up somewhere in the facility. If not, there's certainly a phone number. And you have access to any one of your board members and ask your board members for a reference or a CV or some kind of a history on the property management company.
And what questions would she be asking about
I think she just asked them. She probably wants to know a little bit about their history, what other projects that they manage, what their references are.
How long they had stayed at certain projects.
Yeah,
another good one.
And who the owner is.
And who their principals are. Yeah, and who their principals are. And that information should be available for you either through the property management and or through one of your board of directors or your representatives on the board. I think they'd be more than happy to get you that information.
Well, let's say you didn't want to go in that with asking them, and you wanted to do it on your own, on one's own. How would you find out?
Fair question. She doesn't want to go through the board. Doesn't want to raise alarm bells, perhaps.
I think what you probably want to do at the beginning is find out, first of all, who the property management company is, their name.
I have.
Okay. Then what you could do is speak with people that have had experience with that property management company.
But is there not a main body that governs property management groups that she could check? You know, there's that with doctors and cosmetic surgeons and their governing bodies for just about everything. Is there that for property management?
Well, the Better Business Bureau, I'm sure you can go to the Better Business Bureau with the World Wide Web at our fingertips now. You can probably, go on to Google and figure out. I'm sure you can find chat rooms and things like that about certain companies, and certainly their website. Check out their website, understand who their principals are, properties that they manage, if in fact they have a website.
Could she call head office and say, I'd like to know who the president is?
That's what I offered earlier, and Karen maybe not. I don't know if she wants to necessarily be that direct. It sounds like she
it could be, but.
Yeah, so the options are there. There's a number of things you can do electronically to make that connection and get some information or seek out some information, or a direct phone call, and or use your board of directors who are basically representing you and would be more than happy to give you that information.
Do you have a concern with your present property management group?
Well, we're just changing, and it's very vague on what's happening with the new one coming in.
Why is there a new one in place?
That's the problem with the owners. We never seem to get the real truth. It's always just a little bit of an answer, and they don't really give you the whole truth.
But isn't the board of directors responsible for communicating to
absolutely? And Karen, you have every right to seek out that information, and I would continue to talk to board members and find out exactly, make sure that you're comfortable with the answers you're getting. They are representing you. You are an owner, and you participate in those decisions.
Often when there's a change of property management, the board will hold a general meeting for all of the owners to say, this is what's happened, this is who we're putting into place. We did have that. So were you satisfied with the information you got from that meet and greet?
No.
Did people ask questions? Did you feel comfortable saying, who are you, what do you do? Okay.
People voice their opinion.
Yeah. But you're not satisfied?
No, and nobody is, really.
Okay.
But they still go ahead and do what they want to do.
The board does?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the questions that need to be asked are in terms of cost, because there is a certain percentage of every month's maintenance fees that go directly to the management company in exchange for their managing the property. So you'd want to compare what the costs are and what you're getting in exchange for those costs. But I think maybe calling up, if you have concerns on your own, you are entitled, you are a unit owner, you're paying them every month, maybe call up the property company directly and arrange for an appointment with them yourself.
And I like the Better Business Bureau idea as well. If you have any concerns, then you know, you're going to find out if they failed miserably. And again, I wish that we knew of a governing body.
What if they're relatively new?
Oh, is that what they are?
I have a feeling.
Yeah, then there's not a lot to go by. Then really, if the unit owners have decided, have voted to go with
the board of directors,
or you know, every member that owns is on the board of directors has voted for that, then that's who you're with. If you have concerns or objections, then raise it with your board of directors. If you're not satisfied with that, then speak directly to the property management company. And if you have concerns and issues with regards to the property management company, I'm sure there are other owners in the building that would as well.
Yep.
And I guess at worst, if she's completely not satisfied and has exhausted every possible avenue, then, you know, she could put her place up for sale. That would be a shame.
Well,
based on property management, but I've heard of that happening.
Yeah, well, there are some cases out there that I've heard that have experienced where people just were not happy with the management company.
But if they're new, maybe they need to be given the chance. But obviously, her alarm bells have gone off. Something's wrong. So
it's interesting. Also, lately, or in the last 2-3 months, I know of 3 or 4 buildings, 3 or 4 condos downtown that have changed property management companies. So I don't know if it's something in the air or there's more competition or
what should we expect from a good property management company? Give me the top 3 things that should be expected.
Well, obviously managing the budget, managing the reserve fund to make sure that all the components over the lifetime of that particular project are going to be maintained.
So we don't want to see huge increases in maintenance fees year after year.
No,
something's wrong.
And as long as that process is being managed, I mean, no one can control the spikes that we have in our utilities anywhere, whether it's a single family home or a condominium.
But it all should be transparent.
It should be. It absolutely should be. And certainly the day-to-day management and the maintenance of the existing facility that you're in, and that includes, you know, things like snow removal and security and concierge and all the regular maintenance items that are happening to make sure that you are preserving the integrity of the building and the components within the building.
And, you know, you want to look at the budget. Every condo owner gets a budget at the end of the year.
It's hard to decipher that. I have looked at several buildings that I've lived in, and just, it's, whoa.
It is.
It's a little confusing.
It is, but the one number that really stands out, at least to me when I was looking at my budget, was what percentage of your fees actually go to the management company.
Right, and it will say that.
Yeah, well, or you can work it out as a total.
What would be a normal percentage that would go to?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Of course I would.
I think it's somewhere in the 20 to 30% range.
Okay.
I think that's a fairly standard number that I've seen, but it varies.
And yeah, Dan's right, it varies. It varies on the size of the project, the level of service, full-time manager, part-time manager, 2 managers, an assistant. I mean, there's a number of.
So the owners are paying the property management company.
Yes.
So she has every right to find out as much as she can about it.
Yep.
You go for it, Karen.
They work for Karen.
That's right. Teresa's on the phone with a question. Hi, Teresa.
Hi.
Hi. So how goes the saga? Did you put it up? Did you put it up for sale? This is the
it's up for sale. I only
continuing
had 2
saga.
showings so far.
You've only had 2 showings.
Exactly.
So you've got a real estate agent. I think we should go back in time for viewers who may not have joined us the times that Teresa's been with us. You bought a property. You renovated it. You've spent, what was it, about $50,000 on renovation?
Yes.
What was your original purchase price?
At 320.
And what are you selling it for?
Well, right now I have it in the market for 469.
Whereabouts is it?
It's on Mortimer between Donlands and Pape.
How many bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
Parking?
Parking.
Backyard?
All high-end, everything.
Yeah,
It's
appliances
excellent.
high-end, built-in microwave, my personal
yes,
favorite.
all
Yep.
new stainless steel.
Okay. Yep. And
hardwood floors.
nice backyard.
Beautiful backyard.
So you've just
I have
had
good
two
taste. I'm sorry?
showings. You've just had 2 showings.
It's just a showing, and that's puzzling me if the market is good.
Yeah, that
Market
puzzles
is good.
me as well.
And how many days has it been on the market, Teresa?
Since Wednesday.
Oh, you mean day before yesterday?
Yeah.
Well,
that could be a reason why.
I think you're going to see a lot of showings this weekend.
You know, hopefully you'll have a lot of the showings booked for this weekend.
Hopefully.
The market is as hot as it's been all year.
So let me ask you this, Teresa. Do you
Yes.
have an open house? Is your agent holding it?
This weekend, yes, I do.
Both Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. And has your agent made sure that I don't know what you can do in 2 days, but
well,
Dan,
he's going to be advertising in the newspaper. To me, the newspaper really doesn't do anything. Everybody uses the internet.
Yeah.
Right. And Teresa,
And-
the other thing that he can do, sorry to interrupt, is to make sure that he has other realtors in the community that have had success in that particular area to make sure that they're
We
there.
have actually 2 open house, one for his office and another one for everyone else.
And even agents who haven't had success, which means they couldn't get their client the house they wanted, then they've got clients who want a house in that neighborhood.
You know, it sounds like you're doing everything right.
It's just 2 days.
You know, call us back next week and let us know what's happening.
I'm gonna, but I really like to have, if you could post up Dan's phone number.
I'll tell you what it is. Are you ready?
Yes.
That's one thing in my life. I can't do much, but I remember phone numbers. It's 416
Yes.
420
Yes.
2003.
2003.
That's correct.
And I'm very sorry, there is one more thing I need to ask
Go for
Scott,
it.
if
It's
I
like
may.
we're just having a relaxed conversation. We just happen to be on
I
TV.
know, the condo that I recently purchased, it's up, my 10 days is over, I think, Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm going to meet up with my lawyer and everything. But what is my limitation in provisions if there is things I need to change? For instance, like you have to pay taxes on the chalets, like appliances or whatever.
So any upgrades you're talking about?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Not just the upgrades. You have to pay taxes on the fridge, stove,
Yeah,
and
the
all of
appliances.
these things.
Some builders actually just include that, and they don't go back. They don't do anything in their statement of adjustments, or they don't do anything in terms of top-ups. What are your limits? If you wanted to, you can try and negotiate those out. That's certainly a limit. You can take a look at anything that they may want to pass on with respect to development charges that the builder has the right to pass on to you if in fact they change between now and closing.
Wouldn't her lawyer have been dealing with their lawyers on those fronts?
Well, a lot of times they're just in the agreement, and what ends up happening is periodically a lawyer will either cap development charges, cap metering costs.
On behalf of Teresa, for instance.
Certainly, and it would be Teresa's lawyer that would peruse the documentation, and she hasn't. Did you say until Monday? I think, Teresa. So probably today or over the weekend to at least get back to you with some reasonable requests. And a lot of times the builder at that stage may or may not accept them, but you can certainly try.
Will it extend the cooling off period if there's negotiation to be had? So if the cooling off period ends on Monday for Teresa, but she's got some issues and the lawyers are going to have to work together to try to satisfy everyone.
Well, it's up to the builder at that stage.
Could that be extended?
Well, it's up to the builder at that stage. Yeah.
I didn't know anything. What were you talking about with the GST on the appliances?
Well, some people will charge. Some builders will actually charge the tax amount on the.
I think it's actually the PST.
It's the PST.
PST.
Yeah.
What would that amount be?
Well, it's not. I mean, maybe depending on what you purchase, 7%.
Yeah, of the 5 or 6 appliances.
Yeah, so maybe $100
or $4,000 or something.
I don't think I ever noticed that in any
$3,000 or
agreements.
$4,000 on the appliances. That would be the cost. So,
So
it'd be
could you
7%
negotiate
of
that? You're saying
Well,
could
you
be negotiated out.
You could eliminate it and say that the builder,
just for posterity.
Yeah, you may, and the builder may say no. That's our policy, and we are forced to pay it. So therefore, you should be, and that may be their position.
In the experiences that I've had with builders, with most builders, is that whenever that agreement is changed, it reintroduces the 10-day period.
I see.
If there's a sign back.
So, Teresa, you've got many things to deal with. I hope the open house both Saturday and Sunday go very well, and that you come to some, happy conclusion with your builder, with the new investment, and that you'll give us a call next Friday. Let us know. I bet she calls us and says she had multiple offers and it's gone.
Well, I mean, if it's priced right, it's going to go. And it sounds like it's a beautiful home.
We've got Lila. You're going to have to give me the heads up on that one.
Leela.
Well, there you go. Leela. Okay, we had 3 different versions, but Leela it is. How are you, Leela?
I am doing great, actually. How are you guys?
Fine. Thanks for asking, gentlemen. You're pretty cool.
Just perfect.
What's your question?
Well, I wanted to know, actually, there was an increase on the maintenance of 20% in my condo building.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, I've tried to find out what the legal limit is, but what is the legal limit? How high can they go?
Per year. That's a good question. Is there a cap per year, or is it...
Did this actually go up after you moved in?
Yes.
After you
I've been here for a year and a half now, and there was already an increase the year we moved in, but we moved in just after the increase. And then they gave us a notice, like, it was increased on October 1st, and they gave us, like, a letter 2 days ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. How long has the project been closed? In other words, when did the final closing take place for the whole project
Or
itself?
is it a new building or is it a resale building?
It's an older building.
Yeah,
so about 20 years old.
Yeah, so really there isn't a limit. I mean, the limit is, you know, the board of directors has to approve it. If it's in the first year, there certainly is a limit, and then the builder is on the hook to pay the difference.
Any idea how much it's gone up over, say, the past 6 years? Are you seeing that this is a steady pattern?
I don't know that.
Yeah, that might, the past in this case might tell you.
There hasn't actually been too many increases,
right.
About 2%, the regular 2%.
Yeah, but now that you're living there, you get a 20%.
It's gone up, you know, when you're already paying 600 and something, it's gone up to almost 800.
Wow, so there's nothing she can do. She can't stamp her feet, dig in her heels. She has no choice.
I'd certainly be interested to find out why there was a spike in the common area.
Now, who would she ask?
The property manager. They just go down and find out.
Why has this gone up 20%?
Exactly. They will give you a complete, detailed analysis of what happened.
I think probably when you got that letter, there was some explanation as to why. Was there not?
Right.
So but there's no legal limit each year.
No.
Should there be?
Well, the costs, the maintenance fee costs are based on what is needed to keep the building running.
Exactly. I mean,
so if the rates were only going up by 2% or so a year, it could be that they should have raised them more. I really don't know.
Can I get a quick question in from Angela, if she's still there? Angela?
Hi, how are you?
Really short question, really short answer, gents. What's the question?
I've had this house for sale in the Woodbridge area. It's been showing since September. It's $1 million home. It's been lowered since the price has been lowered for about a month from like 1.2 to 1.80. And
what's your question, Angela?
Why is it not selling if I always hear that the market is hot and that there's lots of houses?
This is a concern, and I know that there are areas in the GTA and beyond that don't sell quickly, and we always say, oh, multiple offers, gone like that. So we really have to maybe temper our enthusiasm a bit. What's the issue here, do you think?
Well, first of all, this is a higher priced home, much higher than the average resale price home in Toronto. So generally, if it's a higher priced home, it may take a bit longer. I think you said it's been about a month or so on the market, is that right? I'm not sure if she's still there.
It has a pool, a ravine, it has everything.
Okay. You know, the average home in Toronto still takes close to 2 months to sell. So despite the fact that it is a hot market and there are a record amount of sales,
This is in Woodbridge.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the overall amount of days it takes to sell. Woodbridge is a great area.
The more expensive the house, the bigger the house, the pricier, the longer it takes?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
In some cases, it can...
Should she worry?
No.
Should she drop her price again?
I would look at the price, make sure that you're as competitive as can be, especially if you're very motivated to sell, and make sure that everything is being done in order to attract potential buyers so that your home will sell.
And a pool, wow, too bad it isn't the spring or the summer, you know?
Make sure to have really nice pictures of that pool
front and center
in the home.
Have the smell of chlorine floating through the house. It'll really help. Thanks, Angela. Keep us posted. Thank you, gentlemen. Always a pleasure to see you. We've got Dave Curry from monstermortgage.ca joining us next. Stay with us.
We see what most don't. Christmas, we ask you to open your eyes and your heart and give.
Imagine a breeze that can make you feel beautiful. Introducing Venus Breeze. There's no need for shave cream, and it flexes to fit your curves. It's so easy to reveal silky smooth skin. Venus Breeze.
Treat yourself to divinely smooth skin. Introducing Pure Divine Moisturizing Body Wash. Rich, luxurious lather reveals smoother skin with every shower. From the makers of Gillette Venus Razors. New Pure Divine Body Wash.
Where did they keep this? Presents.
This Christmas, everyone can feel like a kid again. Because Leon's Ho 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 the Payments event just got even better. You'll have all the Santa supervise, and now, extra special, you pay absolutely nothing, not even the taxes, for 16 months.
Thank you, Santa.
Baby, you got it. Yeah, you know you got it.
Herbal Essences Body Envy with extracts of white nectarine and pink coral flower for luscious body and bounce. Herbal Essences Body Envy Shampoo and Conditioner for body and bounce. And for luscious, vibrant color, try Herbal Essences Color.
Hey, Gordon, what you up to?
Oh, nothing. Just posting something.
It's a phone! Yay, yay, yay! Yes, yes, wow! It's a phone! Oh, yeah! Thank you! Yeah!
There's a video of me on YouTube?
Yeah! Yes, yes, yes!
Yes, yes, yes! Share the joy over the fastest and largest network across North America.
Welcome back to Hot Property. Dave Curry and I catching up on all the things that are going on in the world of mortgages. MonsterMortgage.ca, thank you for being here. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Ann.
So I guess the big question is, Bank of Canada cut interest rates, 25 basis points, so the variable looks even sweeter. We haven't seen any movement in the fixed rates.
And that is basically what was happening right now with the subprime crisis in the United States. Everything is really on hold onto the 1 through 5 or 10 year. It's still on hold.
Why would we have to be on hold because of what's going on in the United States?
The investors who buy the money or invest the money into the mortgages are looking for a higher rate of return right now.
Is that because they took a bath with the subprime mortgage problem?
Whenever there's risk, you always want a bigger rate of return.
And where's the risk? It's the U.S.?
It's the U.S.
But financial institutions in Canada have had write-downs as well, so they've been exposed.
Again, that's through their U.S. counterparts. A lot of the banks have come through really unscathed when you really look at the numbers out of the United States. And that's through prudent credit management, which they adhere to.
So they're being very cautious, overly cautious, and it's at the expense of the consumer who would like to see lower rates.
At the same time, though, there is an option, the variable rate. We believe rates are going to come down as the credit crunch unwinds over the next 12 to 24 months. That's why we're recommending a variable rate with a good lock-in feature. So if rates do come down, that individual can move into a fixed rate at lower rates.
Give me the details of a good lock-in feature. What do you mean by that? What do I say to my financial institution that I want to take a mortgage out with? What do I say to them that ensures that I'm going to get what you have just suggested?
And that's where Monster Mortgage really adheres to the lenders. We want to make sure that that lender has only one rate, and that is the rate that's going to be offered to new clients. You don't want to be an existing client, then have to go to the posted rate, which today is around $7.35.
So you do the negotiating.
Yes.
You do the negotiating for me. You do the finding for me.
That's
I don't
correct.
pay you. For the most part, it's the institution that you set up the mortgage with.
And I protect you now because we get you a good rate now. But then also, what is the lock-in feature? What will you expect to get when you go down? So we protect you now, and we know what the rate is when you go to lock in.
So what exactly is a lock-in feature?
It's a lock-in feature, and put it in writing is what and we always insist on that, as you know,
yes,
is that whatever new clients are getting, that's the rate that I want to get.
So that when the time comes and I've decided I don't want to do variable any longer, I want a fixed rate, I get the lowest rate going at that point. I don't have to go with the posted rate that might, if I didn't work with someone like monstermortgage.ca, that might be all that's available to me.
And that's what we try to do. We know what we got now. We know what we'll have down the future. So that takes all the guesswork out of it. And we're there now for the client and also down the road. Once the banks have you in there, there's no idea what rate you can lock in at. And that's the downside.
You want the lowest rate.
You want the lowest rate. And when I can say, you look you in the eye and say, whatever new clients are getting, that's the rate you're going to get.
So is it the lowest rate that that institution that is holding your mortgage is offering, or the lowest rate right across the board that's competitive with it? So that might not be as low as other
At least I can tell you what it's going to be. It may not be the lowest in the marketplace because someone undercutting somewhere else.
Can you put that in, can that language be added to the contract?
Not the lowest
not in the market?
No, because you may have someone that's offsetting once at the time, or a competition or a campaign that's going on. You may not be able to, but what we really look at is what is their track record, what's their history of the company, and that's what we really go by, is looking at what is the lock-in feature. Some companies will do it.
Does it cost? Is there an administration fee to move from a variable to a fixed rate?
Excellent question. The reason is, Ann, is that because people will put that fear into people's minds. There's going to be a lock-in fee, there's going to be a transfer fee. There is no fees when you go from a variable to a fixed rate. That is the bottom line.
What if you wanted to go the other way around? Could you?
No.
That's why they have the word lock-in and fixed and you name it.
However, at the same time, you get the security aspect of it. You're going in for, it's like insurance. You're buying it for that period of time. You want to guarantee that rate. You know what you're going to be paying for that period. There are some people that want to know that. Sometimes, right now, I do have 2 or 3 applications that want a 10-year term.
What's a 10-year going for these days?
6.15%.
That's not that much more than what you're seeing for the 5-year.
That's correct. And that's why they're looking at the 10-year, because they want the security of it. They want to treat it like rent. They want to be able to know what they're going to be paying over the next 10 years so that it gives them the security. They don't have to be looking at it. At the same time, we're doing a lot with the variable rate feature with prime -1 for 12 months so that that individual can look at the market over the next 12 months and pick when they want to move into a fixed rate, if they so desire.
Has there been a flurry of activity in anticipation of the new land transfer tax?
We're extremely busy.
Is that what people are saying to you? We're doing this now because we want to beat City Hall.
There seems to be an urgency in the closings. Everybody has a deadline. Whenever you have a deadline, you have people coming into the market that are buying. It's also the sellers are willing to look at it as well. They're willing to look at turning it around because they don't know what to expect coming into the new quarter or the new quarter next year.
Let's hope that once this kicks in, that there isn't this sudden drop-off in activity. I don't know. We don't know. We just don't know.
This is the first that I've ever seen, and I just don't know what the expected is going to be on the marketplace.
Well, that's just Toronto at this point. So
that's correct.
We'll see.
Yes.
Let's take a break here on Hot Property. When we come back, we'll take your calls.
De Concha y Toro saw his best wines were missing. He spread the word that the devil lived in his cellar, hence the name Casillero del Diablo.
Introducing a world first, the Braun Pulsonic. Powered with innovative sonic technology, thousands of micro vibrations from the dynamic shaver head help capture more hair with every stroke for Braun's most thorough shave ever. The new Braun Pulsonic with sonic pulsing action.
This holiday season, when it comes to the relief of these stomach problems, all you need to know is
When it snows, it's no fun for Tom's little nose. Achoo! His tender nose was hot as fire. No more plain tissues, they only make it drier. Moms know Puffs Plus can solve little nose issues. Puffs Plus with lotion is more soothing than plain tissue. A nose in need deserves Puffs Plus indeed. And now, new Puffs Plus with the comforting scent of Vicks.
Yeah, I suppose,
Don't get your knickers in a knot.
Wait.
This grubby thing's got a right bit of the dingies.
Right then, I'm off.
Chair lifts away the dingies to clean clothes bright. That's gorgeous. Bright as you can be now. Ah, don't the chair give you the look of an angel? Cheerio. Cheer! Fight for the bright!
We've got the best seats for some of the biggest stars. Bravo, live at the rehearsal hall. Groundbreaking artists. And show-stopping performances. International sensations. And the songs you love. Bravo, live at the rehearsal hall. For full concert listings, connect to bravo.ca.
Welcome back to Hot Property. Dave Curry, monstermortgage.ca. Let's go to the phone. We've got Sue up first. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. I've been meaning to call for a while.
I'm glad you did.
Okay, I'm not sure how to explain this. I bought my condo 7 years ago. I've been paying fairly aggressively. My circumstances in life have changed. I'm lucky my rate is 4.39. I went to the bank and went back to the 25-year term, to the lowest amount I could pay. And what I've been doing is putting extra money whenever I have it down. Is that the best way to go, or is it best to go back to being more aggressive and having the interest taken off of?
And doing that on a regular basis rather than intermittent, the little parcels of money.
So the best way to do it is the more money you have, put it down as quickly as you have. It reduces the interest charges right away. Now, at the same time, Sue, is that you have to, meet the everyday living expenses as well. So it's important to balance off both because,
Sounds
again,
like she's doing the right thing, though. She's taking, whatever she has when she has a little extra.
Correct.
And paying down the
And
mortgage.
even a minimum usually is $100. The quicker you get it against it, the less the interest charges are on the mortgage.
I understand that. So is it best to have a larger amount taken off weekly, which is what I was paying, where they are taking off interest off of that money, or is it best to put down the extra money where they don't take off the interest?
Well, you see, as soon as you make a payment, your interest portion, Sue, is covered off.
But
so
when she makes an
anything
extra payment, doesn't she say this goes to the principal?
It automatically goes to the principal.
Automatically.
So, as I said earlier, the quicker you can put it against it, the better you are.
So if you pay down your principal faster, then your interest goes down. So she's right to. So, but I guess what she's asking is, should she keep the higher weekly payments? Is that correct, or biweekly? Or do the lower payments for a little length of time, and then there's some money, put it in.
And Sue, what it really comes down to is that you can do it both. Again, your circumstances have changed. You want to make sure you do have some money in the bank, which we always recommend. Anything above and beyond that, put it towards the principal.
So in other words, to keep the longer amortization, the lower payment, but surprise yourself each week and do that little extra, but put it toward the principal.
And that's available to anybody.
That's the only place it would go.
That's correct.
Yeah, because I really want to take advantage of my 4.39.
Oh, it's a beautiful,
and you should be. Congratulations, Sue. And you have reduced the principal. You were right, going weekly, go bi-weekly, accelerate it, and be aggressive on it.
But
that
also,
makes it cheaper for you in the long run.
I also would hope that you don't feel, I mean, you've said you've had some life-changing circumstances, your life has changed. You also want to have a little money if you need to enjoy life, because, boy, it can be very short and time is fleeting. So, you know, it sounds like you're doing the right thing.
That's
You're
correct.
doing what you can, and when you can, you put a little extra money in, and you don't feel that pressure.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay.
And that's the best way, Sue. And congratulations, you're doing a great job by doing that. You've done the right things by keeping the payments a little lower, keep it towards the circumstances.
Pop that money
and
in
pop
whenever
the
you
money
get it.
in, and do it on a regular basis.
Like every week if you can.
Yeah, actually, I've done 2 this week already.
Right on. Now, does she have to say each week, does she have to call and say, I'm putting an extra 100 or 200, and I want that to go to the principal, or does that happen automatically?
Depends on who you're dealing with. There are basically internet banks where you can order it, do it through email, or you can do it personally. A lot of the banks now have 1-800 numbers that will allow you to debit and credit the mortgage
So how
instantaneously.
do you pay your extra, those little nuggets? How do you do it?
Me?
Yes.
I've been going to the bank, and if I heard you right, Sue, it does come right off of the principal, right?
That's correct.
I don't have to ask for that.
No, you do not.
Right.
As soon as you make your regular payment, that is a principal and interest payment.
And anything above that in that week or in that time frame is principal only.
Correct.
So she doesn't have to go to the bank and say, this goes toward the principal.
No, anything above your regular payment goes to the principal, Sue.
Okay, so now my life changes back again. Is this the best way to keep it, or should I go back to paying a larger amount where the interest is coming off of that larger amount too?
Well, if your life changes and you have more money, or you've got, you know, an outside source of support, why wouldn't you pay as much as you can?
You can.
And, you know, the proper amount goes to the principal.
Correct.
And
what you can do is also, depending on the financial institution you're with, you can also increase those monthly payments as well, or your weekly payments by 10, 15, or 25%.
So she can go up and down. Can she change the amortization a couple of times?
Well, they don't want to really change the payment as much. Once it's really set in place, it should be there for
she just changed it to
retirement.
25-year amortization,
Yes.
so that lowered the payment. So what if she wanted to go back to a higher payment? Or would she just simply keep it at the low payment but increase her added principal amount?
You could do both. You could increase the payment by 10 or 15 or 20% per year, and then at the same time keep the other payments coming down off of it. So you can do both.
And she has a prepayment privilege, I would think, in her contract once a year, up to 20% of...
Depending on the institution, some are 10, some are 15, some are 20. One company is actually 25.
Because she could sock away all that money in a higher savings account, good luck these days, and then take the chunk and put it in once a year.
I would, because you get taxed on the interest, again, I would put it against the principal as quickly as possible.
And you might spend it, too.
That's correct.
I probably would. Well,
Yes.
Sue, you've done a great job. Continued success. Alan is in Toronto with a question. Hi, Alan. This is it.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, that's you.
Hi, Sue.
No, it's Ann.
I'm sorry, Ann.
This is Dave. You're Alan. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I was watching on the screen.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, my question is that my wife and I have put what you call the deposits down on 2 different condos. One at Grandview, which is a Tridel, and one at 1717 Avenue Road. Okay, 2 new buildings.
Yes.
We've been I don't know whether you would consider it approved, but they have locked in the mortgage for us for those 2 properties.
Okay, Alan?
Now, they don't close until 09, December 09. In the meantime, my wife and I have put an offer in on a house in the Davisville area, Davisville and Bayview area. And what we're wondering is, will we have a problem to get a mortgage put through? This is just a short-term investment we're looking at, and we're planning on probably reselling the property come late spring, summer. Now, the value of the property that we've put an offer in is around $600,000. Okay, and the 2 that we have outstanding for the new condos, they roughly total around just close to maybe $700,000 in
Combined?
mortgages.
Okay, combined.
Yes. Okay.
Now, if those 2 properties aren't going to be complete until 2009, Dave, it means that he's I guess, got a confirmed rate, but the mortgage has not been. You haven't dealt with that yet.
There's three aspects, really, or two aspects going on here. Is Alan is investing really in the real estate market.
Yeah.
Alan, how much do you have down on the purchase price at the Bayview Davisville location?
That's the one that's more immediate.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We do have 20%.
Okay, because I was going to make sure that because you're getting in and out, that at least you do not pay the insurance fee, because that's the important ingredient there. Because you don't own the other two, it really doesn't come into pay
deposits on those.
As long as you haven't borrowed the money and it shows up on the credit bureau that you've borrowed the money for the down payment.
But when he's sorting out a mortgage for the Davisville and Bayview property, does he have to reveal to the potential institution that will give him the mortgage that he, down the line, is going to have 2 more mortgages?
You just don't know the timeline. That could be 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years down the road.
Does he have to reveal that at all?
At this time, it wouldn't really come into play because the other is a very short term. In and out quickly, Alan. And I wouldn't really bring it up to a great extent because you don't know when those are going to close. You're going to be in and out of this property. And technically, you could sell those condo once or assign it before you even buy it.
And if it's a smart lending institution, they might think, we could be the one to hold the mortgage for the 2 investment properties that are closing in 2009.
Mortgage could help you at that time secure good rates now and also 2 or 3 years down the road as well.
All right. So that will not be a problem for him to get a mortgage. I think that's real. I think that's what he was getting at.
And with Alan,
today,
it really
with
shouldn't really come into pay because it could be bought and sold. What he should be looking at is an open feature so that he's in and out of that, and that it may be at prime, it may be at prime minus 25, which we have some lenders at, so that they have that ability. So it's open, no penalties.
But when he secured the long-term rate, I guess, with the financial institution that was on site at each of the 2 2009 closing investments, wouldn't they have done a credit check for each of those?
Yes,
and wouldn't
they would.
all of this start to show up when he now goes to the bank today to say, I want to take out a mortgage for...
It's over a time period too, man, is that he's probably bought these over a 2-year period with another 2-year window is going. So you have to look at it over a period of time.
Maybe I'll go the other way, just before we go to break. If he has a mortgage, but he doesn't sell the Bayview and Davisville property, and he goes to get mortgages for the 2 other properties, will he have a problem?
That comes into play, because what it really comes down to, however, saying that, the lenders are changing. They're looking at it. Even Genworth allows you to have a secondary or third property now. So there are ways and means. People are realizing it, and it is sort of makes sense that they can get in. It depends on the rent that's being achieved and what's coming through the door.
Let's take a break here on Hot Property. More calls when we come back. Stay with us.
Recognize the power and confidence that come from action. Focus on your future. And discover the creativity that you engage by learning. Design your destiny. Get out of your head and into your life.
The International Academy of Design and Technology. Call now, 1-866-425-5449, or visit IADT.ca.
In a small village in Africa lives 13-year-old Nia. For up to 1 week every month, Nia may have to miss school just because she has her period, which means she may fall so far behind, she'll eventually drop out. Now when you buy Always, you'll be helping to supply the girls of Southern Africa with an education and the pad that protects more women than any other brand. So no girl misses her chance to shine. Have a happy period. Always.
Herbal Essences Body Envy with extracts of white nectarine and pink coral flower for luscious body and bounce. Herbal Essences Body Envy Shampoo and Conditioner for body and bounce. And for luscious, vibrant color, try Herbal Essences Color.
Help wrap your skin in a more youthful glow with our added moisturizing ribbon with light enhancers in Olay Body Wash with Radiance Ribbons. It's the body wash that moisturizes and turns the lights on your skin. You're showered with a more luminous glow. Olay Body Wash with Radiance Ribbons. Love the skin you're in.
Hey.
Hey, baby. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you.
Yeah, but do you really love me?
Yeah, I really love you. Why?
I've got a little something to show you.
Now with any Fido's couples package, you can send your love face to face. Now get 3 years of unlimited video calling.
Robert in Brampton with a quick question. Hi, Robert.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
My question is, I bought a house recently. My closing date is tomorrow. Next Saturday. So the banker gave me 5.8% last month. So since this 1/4% down, I called the bank and they said, if you want, we can switch you to the variable. But the rate what we're giving you is best. Actually, what I'm thinking, I want to take a variable. And what should I ask them to be in safer side?
We've got 5 seconds, so Dave?
What it really is, Robert, what I would really recommend is the variable rate. The problem, however, you've left it at the last moment because sometimes the banks aren't the best ones for the variable
Can he call you
rate.
Monday?
You can call me Monday,
Do it.
Monster Mortgage.
Good. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching this edition of Hot Property. We'll see you next week.
Hot Property is brought to you by monstermortgage.ca. Take the fear out of financing. Daniel Ellenberg, Toronto's real estate expert. And Tridel, built for life.
Take your dream holiday for less than you thought you'd pay. The best price online today. SellOffVacations.com. SellOffVacations.com.
Hello.
Mrs. Anderson, this is Mark Brown. I'm from the collections department.
Hi. Listen, I'm sorry I haven't sent in my payment yet. I'll get it in as soon as I can.
Mrs. Anderson, if I may make a suggestion, I'm noticing a pattern in your payment history. Since you've reached your spending limit, you've only been paying the minimum balance.
Is that a problem?
Well, no, but then your payments started coming later and later, and now you haven't been sending any at all.
Some things have come up, and
Maybe you should call In Charge. They'll work with you and come up with a solution that's right for you.
When life hands you a little more than you can manage, you can call In Charge Debt Solutions. We're a nonprofit company that puts people back in control by helping them manage their debt. Personal care counselors will stop the collection calls. We'll work with your creditors to help lower your interest rates. You'll have one affordable monthly payment so you can keep living your life. We'll help you pay off your debt sooner without a loan and without declaring bankruptcy. You can call In Charge today. We'll help you get control of your debt and show you how to stay that way.
Hey, I know this is really last minute, but I want to get my wife a... Ah! You must have had this picked out months ago! Ah! We have that, right over here. Oh, great. I might still be able to get my boss something.
Well, we have,
Oh, unbelievable! I'm gonna give you that promotion, Fillmore!
Sounds perfect.
Follow me. This holiday, discover the wow at Best Buy and find a huge selection of digital cameras on sale. Best Buy.
Take the Febreze 7-Day Challenge. For the next 7 days, make Febreze part of your tidy-up routine. Febreze finds odors and cleans them away as it dries to freshen fabrics, guaranteed or your money back. Spray on, freshness lovers. Spray on.
This is gonna be a serious transformation, man. We're talking big.
Hair.
I love this color.
Makeup and wardrobe.
We're keeping it classy.
The transformation begins on Look-alike Thursdays on Star.
This is like messing with my client. This is my case. Rules are law.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Hey, I'm walking here. There was a time I could see, and I have seen.
There's no crying in baseball.
Eddie, I can see you.
You can't do this 7 days a week.
watching CP24. I'm Francis D'Souza. Here's what's making news right now. York Regional Police are
one city, one source. Greater Toronto's #1 news channel, CP24.